Rising, everyone. It's Shay Seeking, and welcome back. So, yeah, I'm back with another video because you know what I'm saying? I said, how crazy is things gonna be around here, source? What are you trying to do? I told you that I was taking just a little break, didn't I? And guess what? You do it. You do it, okay? But I am taking a break from something, okay? More energetically, okay? That don't mean that I'm not going to still do research because I can't stop, okay? Or I'm not still going to look into things, okay? So that's more just like about energetic, like just taking a break and trying to see who's in my energy field, what they there for, how to eliminate some of these energies, especially some of these jealous hoes, this and that. These jealous women, I'm going to just stop. Let's just try this. These women. Or these women that don't like me because of who I am or whatever this is. Or men, or fowl of the air, or beast of the field, whichever. So I was sitting here, right? And this phone that I have is pretty new. Okay? This phone that I have here now. And I was just going through some images or whatever. Probably only had it because I got it probably around my birthday or something like this. So I probably had it for a couple months. And all of a sudden I realized that this book cover was in there. Now, I don't know how in the heck that happened because I haven't picked up this book in since forever. Okay? I haven't picked it up in since forever. But I feel like when I was scanning through my pictures today and I saw this in my images on my in my feed or in my gallery, my phone thing or whatever, I was shocked to see it there. And I'm like, when I went over to the library room to pick up my cards, I noticed the book was looking at me again. And I'm like, okay, well, hold on. Let's go ahead and see what this book is. What is this book really talking about? Okay. And so I picked it up, and when I picked it up, it was on this page right here. Okay. When I picked it up, it was on this page right here. So you know, you probably can't see that well, whatever, but this is a book about refugees. It's called Forced Out, The Agony of the Refugee in Our Time by Carol Kismark, with a commentary by William Shawcross. So again, Shaw, maybe somebody's name is Shaw or Sean or something like this. Okay. Will I Am. Will I Am. It's my dad's name, William. You know, I wonder. No, William is not in the Bible. No. You know, I had to think about that. All the other brothers' names in the family, like Moses, Aaron, John, Jesse. Yeah. Okay. I just had to think about that. I just had to think about that real quick. So, anyways, okay. So we have this energy of these refugees or whatever being, you know, and I'm guessing this is at different places and different times around the world here, okay, as to what was going on, all right? We all pretty much know what a refugee is, okay? Who are they? Where do they go, okay? Forced to flee, governments against their own people. Wow. You know, it's in a covert way. This is starting to sound like America. It's starting to sound like what's going on in America. Like they're afraid to tell us that China and Russia own the North. And, you know, some of these people are not. Something like this. Okay. And, you know, other people are moving down south and they are owning that area or that perimeter. But some of us are kind of like in the middle here, or I feel like my energy is in the middle, like the three lions on that coat of arms. being squeezed by the southern regions and the northern regions. Hmm. Let's see. Girl bending, planting the rice. Okay, because my folks worked on the rice sand plantations, the rice plantations. Okay, some of them. Okay. And then I think after a little while after that, when they were doing this kind of energy too, migrant workers, turning Americans into migrant workers, my grandma used to tell me about how she had to go and be separated from her mother at a young teenage, years and go up north and pick beans or something like this on some type of, for just a couple. There's a documentary. If I can find it, I'll put it on Facebook. It's a documentary about this type of work that was being done. I feel like this is what they're trying to force Americans into again. Hmm. So again, it says this little poem right here says, look upward so high the sky, look downward so vast the earth, look beyond the river so long. This sounds like the Empress to me, which is sitting right on top of this deck right here. She got this river here, okay? Look high in the sky, look down, right? So vast the earth, all right? Possibly even supposedly her own people, waging war or ready to defeat or defile. Look beyond the river so long, the Nile or denial. Somebody might be in denial about who the Empress is. A lot of people gunning for the spot. Mm. It says, I wish we could become a nice couple. Now, nice could mean silly, I think, or I don't think nice is a word that I like to. I used to say that play nice, be nice, be nice. People say nice. Okay. Okay, so that might just be something else. That's a cue. Okay, that's a cue to play stupid. Okay. So we could do that a little bit. Because somebody said, I think whatever Bush just said, we shouldn't pay too much attention to the words. Oh, okay, we shouldn't, but we really should. We really should. Okay. Because somebody can get something very misconstrued. If you're saying defund the police, and we're talking about some police at the police station that wear the blue suits and drive the cars and with the sirens on it that go fast through the neighborhood, that's supposed to protect and serve the people, but they actually protect and serve. I don't want to say the crown, okay, the crown, but the system, okay, the construct. That's what they're there to protect. They're there to make sure you don't kill each other, put you away if you do, something like this. But they are actually, when they take that oath at the police department, they taking that oath to protect the construct to a certain extent. If we want to go ahead and put it in layman's term, a construct of a sorts. Hell, that construct could be me, or including groups of people like me, or a person like me, somebody else or something like this. But I mean, it's not what we think, I don't think, okay? But we also read that definition, and I can equate that definition in etymology to everyday people like me that are online trying to make a living, okay? Or just trying to be of service to people without, some people are making money off of it, and some of us have not made a dime off of what we do. So to defund us is to just, what? Some of us that's talking the real stuff is already defunded. Our views are already held back. We're not allowed to grow on YouTube. So that's what defund the police look like to me. That looked like I'm pointing out something, and you don't want me to point it out. What I'm talking about is righteousness, what's right and what's wrong. What's right is what's right, and what's wrong is what's wrong. I don't care about your groups, that you have formed. Your little low-key militias, whether it be so-called white, black, Hispanic. I don't about your car. I know it's to the root of whatever this is, where we need to go to clean whatever this is up. I know that the nation is divided more than ever right now, no matter what they're trying to make it seem like. Okay? And I know that they're discriminating against certain people, and it's not even probably more than likely because of your skin color, it's because of who you are. Like I done been told you already now. They cannot believe. God don't know what he doing when he choose who he choose to tell them what. See, these are the people that like soothsayers and these cunning serpent energies that tell you what you want for a couple dollars, that tell you what you want. I was just thinking about something in the car. I said, I can't believe this energy with this people or this masculine or whatever. I've been sitting here when I was running towards or walking towards that light, towards this person. Mm, 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 mm. Now I can't remember what else it was. Oh, these other women that were chasing some type of dream or chasing some type of numbers or views or mm, some type of leverage over another woman or another man. Some type of control over a man to get them to do certain things for them or something like this. Okay. And again, for me, I don't feel like anything, I feel like, again, comfort was there at some point in time during my telepathic portion of my journey, but I wasn't gaining anything. I wasn't gaining any followings. I wasn't gaining any donations. I wasn't gaining anything. I wasn't nothing changing really around me. If anything, I was losing shit. So, you know, it just shows you that people don't use discernment when they're dealing with other people and their energy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are controlled by lust and other ridiculous things. I mean, like if you like those things, you like those things, but at the end, none of that shit even matters. Like, I don't know. Okay. So let's see. I wish we could be a nice couple. Come hither. Let me whisper some words. Do not stand near anyone else when I leave you. Mm. Hmm. I don't know why this is making me think about what card is this? I just went and ran into the store to get me a magnifying glass. Nugget, do you have my magnifying glass? This is making me think about the world card. This energy that's right here. I did look at this, and this is a fish, but it has a hook. Okay, kind of like Maui. This fish has a hook in its hand. It's making me think hook, line, and sinker. Plus, this thing right here looks like a dodo bird a little bit. Okay. But this is a purple ribbon dipped in blood. Said that Christ or Jesus or whatever was going to come back with his garment dripped in blood. Again, this is this as above, so below energy as well. Okay. This also, I don't know, something being backed by water too. This Wheel of Fortune here. This energy of look at me. Little boy blue, something about blue, or this person is water or some other type of something here. I don't know why I'm seeing Asiatic and something here. I feel like the red-skinned person is being called a devil, or you know what I'm saying? I really also consider that people call people a devil sometimes that are not. They call good evil and evil good, and that's just it. That's just all. Mm-hmm. No, I had a soda on the thing under the TV, but you had your own as well. You need to drink some more water, possibly. Hmm. Well, I don't know where it went then. The villagers planted the threshed rice as our ancestors had done before. The ears of rice cut in the rice field were carried on home by ox cart. I feel like I don't know why I'm just seeing an ox cart with bodies in it. Actually, also I was just thinking about when I just was coming out of the shower and I was like, using a towel, like wiping out my ears or whatever. And I don't know, there's a very sensitive area in my ears, and especially if I have well, my nails are usually always long, but by themselves. But no matter if I have nails on or not, if it's a certain part of my ear, if I touch it, it hurts. It's like a damning, it's like a stop you in your tracks kind of pain or whatever. It's like just a real, and I'm just thinking like, well, I didn't even put that much pressure. Something that's making me think about cutting ears or cutting something, or uh silence or silent treatment or silencing someone here. So anyways, let's go into this part here, okay? Let's see, because I feel like what they saying is before is a literal aspect of these people probably were people that worked in these fields of rice or sugar or plantations. There was different cotton, rice, sugar, you know what I'm saying, whatever, okay? Um, the American Indians already had pretty crafty ways, very intricate ways of planting their corn, prior to. But I feel like this is also something like, I'm thinking children of the corn energy, or even something about corn husks and hearing, or the way the wind blows, or the way those things come up. There's something else I feel that's spiritual about whatever this is talking about as well. And then also I feel like there's something else when it comes to the telegraph or telegram or Alexander Graham Bell. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about Alexander that we were reading about in the Bible last night, and I'm trying to see where all this stuff fits in because I feel like it do. Can you close that door, please? Whatever you're listening to is very loud. Yeah, there's something about this energy about cutting off signals or people's ability to be able to connect or communicate. All right? Yes. Good night. I've been running these people around all day. Cutting off people's means to communicate or something like this, okay? It's almost like it's almost like at first, whatever energy I was feeling, it was these two energies, like the fowl of the air and man working together, doing something. There's a video I put up on my Facebook earlier where somebody was explaining something about this the two triangles or something like this, okay, that formed this in the all-seeing eye or whatever, or the eye was in the middle. He said that represented the serpent, or it represented I think the serpent or the Vatican or something like that. But I feel like, in a sense, of course, the serpent might have been a feminine energy, and that's why they were saying what they were saying. But also, this is the eye. Could be a private eye. A private eye. This person's eye works differently than other people's. This is representing possibly an all-seeing energy or something like this, okay? But I feel like whatever they're doing is putting somebody on display or something like this, or making a one-ring circus or something like this out of this gift that somebody has. Nobody's appreciating it. Nobody's nourishing it. No one is doing anything to work with it or anything. They're just gawking or mocking, either or. All right? But I feel like now, maybe, again, these energies are stepping back or something like this. And I feel like it's maybe men, okay? Now these men that may have been able to now birth, okay, after the Empress speaks, they may now be able to birth. And I feel like instead of dealing with the Empress, they're still not going to deal with the Empress. They're going to go ahead and still deal with the beast of the field, right? So I feel like, again, with the, oh, here he is, with the Hierophant here, and the two fingers. This make me think that this is two men. This make me think about Biden and Obama taking them pictures and shit like this that they just did over at the White House. Okay. Well, I'll have to say that they did go to Milwaukee. I think, no, Biden, I think, went to Milwaukee. Or came to, should we say. And then committed to speaking with, because Obama is not, the president anymore. He would be chattel. Possibly. That whole thing could have been a farce. I don't know. He could be a lion, but I'm pretty sure maybe chattel energy. But again, this chattel is piercing a hole in her protection here. All right. There may be a leak or fumes or something coming in from the air, chemtrail energy or something like this. All right. I don't even know why I just seen Prince, Purple Rain with the purple. Okay. Or when doves cry. Okay. Because the Ace of Cups here has a dove. I think that the palace was lit up in purple or something like that. Somewhere was when he passed away. Dude, we had life-size hand-drawn images of Michael Jackson and Prince on the walls in my grandma's house. My aunt knew how to draw really good, and they were looking across from each other, I believe, on the wall. It was pretty cool. Okay. I was amazed at how she did that. Okay. And then I think she did a whole print by hand. I think the Lion King or something like this in one of the rooms later on after that. But anyways, that's beside the point. I'm just saying that talent can be found in many different places. They don't always have to come from prestigious schools and neighborhoods and things like that. Most of the talent is just out there. It's just how I think people judge people because of their upbringing or something like that. Why judge the people and choose someone that already has a certain type of upbringing than having faith in someone that actually has the talent? You know what I'm saying? And helping people in our own communities come up out of poverty instead of bringing in millions and millions of people from another fucking place. That's what I don't understand. It's like that dad that just, United States Corporated is kind of like that abusive parent. That don't see it nobody else's way, something like this or whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's irritating to me. I don't see what makes sense for us to open up the border, allow all these people to come into, see, and this is why, I think people get mad at what I'm saying, but I don't understand. Really, Americans will take the jobs if you took minimum wage up to at least $12 an hour. Americans will take the jobs. And guess what? They make more money. And guess what? They spend more money. And guess what? They do more things. And guess what? Their children get involved in more things. And guess what? You see? They open up businesses. They open up. Oh, that's not what we want here. I forgot. That's not what we want with Americans. We want other people to come here from other countries and get grants and special treatment. And we want them to then get the jobs that make $12, $15 an hour. I forgot. That's what we want. I forgot. That's what they want here in some kind of crazy way. I don't get. You don't make America strong by going somewhere else and flooding dying gates with people that don't even probably resonate on how we do things here. I promise, I just don't know. I don't know. Okay? Maybe it's something wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And you know what? Why don't we? Yeah. Because see, these people think that it's just really funny. Like when I look at the media and they be thinking, I don't know what they be thinking or what they be doing. But I'm thinking, do anybody else know when they bring certain people on there to supposed to be politicians and things like this? I don't know what game we playing, y'all. This is why it just gets to me. They just brought two people. Okay, two people were being talked about on Hannity, I believe, Fox. It was a clip. I don't have cable, so, you know, on YouTube, okay? And he was talking about two potential people about something. Okay, we're not even gonna go too close. Okay, I'm gonna poke it with this because my thing is, what is it? Are the odds stacked up against somebody because of these people? Or are these people, you know, do they really care about America and the future of America? Or are they pretending, or what this is? But it don't matter, because I can't even take you serious. Because if you can't see that I see that these people ain't who you telling me they are, you see, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I lose respect. You mock me, you talk about this, you talk about that, or whatever, and you think that I can't see what y'all doing. And who those people really are. And you got the world, or else is the world just me? Is the world just me that y'all think can't see who these caricatures are? Lord. Okay. This is what I'm saying. Are you serious? Okay. I keep looking at some of these people like, I know who that is. Okay, stop playing. Okay. I don't know, y'all. So again, what's real? Okay, what's real? What's real and what's real? What's really good? What's really good? So I'm just like, what is this? Is this just like a game, a shenanigans? Are we gonna do another cycle of this? I don't know. Who don't know already that BLM, we'll just call it that, was a whole psyop? Who, or could it be? It allegedly is what some people said. I didn't see anything come from it. Did you? Are we seeing any kind of improvement by these people? And they keep running on the mouth about, NOI. Nobody has to be public about what they're doing, but I feel like it's a danger to Americans for anybody not to know what any large group of people are doing in the dark, especially if other people are being affected. That's almost like you already just low key letting, like, again, I'm glad we don't talk about racism the way that we used to before. Same thing we don't know with, so-called the KKK or any of these so-called groups or whatever these groups will be. Nobody knows what nobody planning around here. Allegedly. I don't know. This feels like something to brewing to me. I don't know why I keep hearing something about a heist. I know Breach came out in my cards. Remember, I think it was the day before yesterday when I lifted up those cards and I said Breach and put it back down. I don't know if I was on camera when I did it, but I might have mentioned it on camera. And I was trying to think what that breach was. And I went to the store today and I was talking to this lady and she was like, yeah, my family, she said, yeah, my brother and sister or something like this. And then she said, oh, they don't really want to deal with me. I said, oh, are you a black sheep too? And she said, oh, yeah. How did you know? And I'm like, oh. And we had a little conversation or whatever. And then she started we was talking about banks and stuff like that because I was having a problem with mine. And then she was like, well, they had some breach or something with banking systems or with something, the treasury or something. And I'm like, oh, no, I didn't hear about it. And actually, I tried to look it up and I still didn't hear anything about it. But I don't know which one. Is that the treasury or something that they were talking about? Open it up or get something out of it. But somebody was saying is not nothing left anyways. Somebody has already been moving that. I wonder what that means for the Empress. I wonder if it's why these people down here at the bottom right here are coming after her. I wonder if these are why big officials are allowing them to do so. I was just thinking about Castro. Okay, so let's go ahead and look over here. We'll just keep this right here. We're going to keep this right here. Because I feel like, yeah, I do. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the eagle or the Anunnaki or the fowl of the air is on their own right now. I feel like man is dealing with the people here to bring some type of some kind of, they see that these people have taken over these indigenous groups. So man has joined with these groups possibly. Okay. Mm. You know, but when we talk about the Hierophant, this antenna thing right here in his hand. Okay, when we talk about the Hierophant, my fault, I don't know how long that was paused. But when we talk about the Hierophant, I'm just noticing that he's got the two fingers here with these two men. This could be like a relationship, like same sex relationship or same sector. Okay. Like again, commoners, peasants, and servants, marrying commoners and peasants and servants instead of, you know, a commoner, peasant, and servant marrying a Dalit person, or, you know, someone who is in the Sheol or the underworld or something like this, or black probably, the latrine cleaners or something like that. Okay. This is where they probably have turned some royals into slaves because they didn't fit the narrative for the man. They wouldn't work or whatever for crumbs. These are not people that don't work hard or don't do hard work, because I seen everybody in my family, even the people that didn't never leave the house, really do hard work every day. My aunt barely left the house, but she had a place full of children that she took care of, you know, every day. Like she was the person that took care of all the children, you know, in the family, a couple generations by now. All right. And I don't recall her even having no days off, but she never really was someone that contributed to society as far as probably like Social Security and all that shit. But, you know, that didn't mean that she wasn't a hard worker. Okay. So it depends on who you are and how you look at the situation. You know, we've all seen, again, I know this is just television, but we've all seen movies and shit like that where people were taken in or off the streets or something like this, or out of prostitution or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying I was ever a prostitute. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. People have been taken out of certain situations. Even we see these movies that joke around about people that are like royals or people that are rich look down at these people, and then, you know, they kind of like, you know, bring them in and fix them up or something and be like, oh my goodness, wow, you really do clean up well. You know, something, I don't know, Curly Sue was one of my favorite movies too, growing up. All right. But, and then guess what? Pretty Woman was too. Matter of fact, Pretty Woman was hands down. Okay. The way Richard Gere came up and pulled up in front of the crib and honked the horn after she just thought she had lost out on the love of her life. Okay. And then he came and beeped that horn, and she gave her stuff to Kit and ran down there and left. I just thought that was just like the best thing. Okay. So let's see. So again, let's see what they're talking about here when it's talking about drain the sea. So I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too deep into anything. It's just what I'm doing. Just freestyle energy. I'm just doing something here. Okay. I don't think we're going to read this whole thing, but I'm just going to read a little portion of this. Okay. And then I think we're going to pull some cards on it, because I feel like, you know, how much of this is just some kind of silly acts or something we're playing and, you know, not moving forward here? Or is this something just to teach one person a lesson? Is the world around the world card teaching her a lesson? Not to respond to everything, not to have something to say about everything or whatever. It depends. If everybody was just being real and everything was being pure and genuine, and that was the case, I'd say something else. But if this is all choreographed to make it look some kind of way, and because I react, there's something to say, then I don't agree. Okay? Because I'd rather somebody just come to me and tell me what it is that you want to tell me. So it says, drain the sea. And I think we might even just read the title, and that's it. Drain the sea and scorch the earth. Ain't that some shit? Because this is bringing me to the 9 of Cups with the Mohammedan energy, okay? With the trees or whatever. The trees are disguised, the birch trees that's hiding in the Watergate energy behind the Nine of Cups. I didn't bring him down here, only brought a couple of cards down here, and I didn't think I was going to need that one. There's a wall behind that man with the turban on, sitting in his chair, dressed in white. This must be an air sign, possibly, okay? And he has the wall, like a waterfall or something behind him or encompassing him. And if you look really closely, there's some birch trees behind that barrier, okay? Um, So again, these could be trees that are calling themselves indigenous, but they're actually of the water. No big difference. We're just, listen, when I'm talking about this, this is just to associate what has gone on throughout this story, his story, right? On this channel, we tend to tell hers, the other essence, the pure essence of the story coming from a different point of view that has not been written before. If you want to read the way history told you something, to believe every single thing the way they said it, you do that. Here, we're tapping into other energy here to access information that nobody probably knows, like it says in the Bible. But again, when you have eyes to see, you'll see it, and ears to hear, you'll hear it. All right, and that's just it. All right. So again, we have drain the sea and scorch the earth, an outline of the counterinsurgency strategy. All right. It says, except for the prolonged and incredibly bloody war between the Iran and Iraq, warfare in the 1980s means war between governments and their own people. You hear that? Wars between governments and their own people. War between governments, but really, we're looking at, the actual government, the Biden administration or whatever. But in this time, we have the war between governments and their own people. So this could be the war between man and this feminine energy, the war between the Anunnaki or the fowl of the air energy and man. This could be a war between man and the chattel or bull or Taurus energy. All right, this could be a man, Aquarius energy possibly. I think one of these is Aquarius and one is Scorpio. Okay, we got Taurus and then we got the lion. Okay, so I don't know. The lion has his ear or his hair or an air with this feminine energy more than likely. Okay. The Taurus or the cow here or the chattel part is piercing her security, breaching her security here. These are both breaches, right? So how we end up with the pyramid on top like this, and we end up with, the so-called Drumpf likes to do the upside down pyramid with the lions that coming against her, okay? And then these cattle energies that are coming against her. Again, it's almost looking like that kind of thing that I just seen. It's like an hourglass, actually. It's like an hourglass, and this guy is explaining something to do with like sovereignty and banking systems. It's just a lot for me, y'all. This is the kind of shit where I got to be in a room full of people and we got to be talking. This is too much for me to go back and forth. I think about things like that. I'm more of an artistic person, but I can, you know what I'm saying? We've done stuff in depth like that, but I feel like, again, all of the strenuous activity with my mind working out all this shit on my own for the past year, I just need to recuperate on that level. And I feel like somebody knew that. Somebody knows that, okay? We're probably dealing with fossil fuel. They're dealing with AI energy. Because again, if this is the energy of these fowl over here, that means that these people are the ones with the antennas. These are the AI energies. This is why they can see so high up. This is why they can spy on you and within a brief second. Some of these people have to look at you probably on a monitor or a screen. Some of these people can probably close their fucking eyes. You know what I'm saying? And some of these, it's bringing me back to the clip that I said about the alleged robots that are being built, like that they were saying something about Elon Musk was talking about or something like this, okay? To me, it just looks like weaponizing. Whether he was speaking for or against it, it just seems like weaponizing humans and planting them into locations in order to do things. So we have this energy here of this antenna here, and then we have it here again with the lions. So I feel like the lions also. So if there's the antenna here later on, possibly we have something to do with lilies as well too. And I think these are rosebuds. Okay. But I just feel like something about this is very symbolic here. Something about this whole thing is very symbolic, especially with this crown, because I just noticed that these are like 3 or 4 different crowns, including a little tiny baby crown up here. So war against governments and its people. Because again, could this be considered some type of something like that as well, like the Vatican or the Pope? Again, I told y'all this is the Hierophant. The Hierophant to me is somebody that, in indigenous energies would be somebody that got keys to the streets. Their last name may even be Keys. Okay. Wars between governments and their own people. So would this be consistent to the fact that Americans are feeling like, again, allegedly, is what mass media and people are saying to each other at work and in the store and things like this? Sometimes perception is everything. Even if this is not going on, the fact that hundreds of people, you know what I'm saying? This is how I try to separate things. And it's just being projected for fear tactics or something like this. Be careful, because sometimes a thought of something is all it takes. They've done scientific theories on things like this, where you can create some type of tension and peg somebody as a murderer or something like this, and then use radio, some type of waves or something like this, to get these people to act out of character and harm someone. So could you imagine that? It says the majority of the 14 million refugees in the world today who have been forced to flee for fear of persecution or death. Now, this is what they tried to do to me. Energetically, spiritually, emotionally, whatever, social media, social uh some type of bullying, whatever this is, okay? I experienced it firsthand, okay? These were the feelings. Oh, somebody wants me out of here. Somebody wants me out of my house. Somebody wants me to remove my crown. Somebody wants me dead. This is what was going on here. Okay? Whether they were really going to do it or not doesn't matter. Sometimes when you give the perception of that and you're doing it very covertly, covert. But then that's coalition, like there's other people involved. Yeah. Okay, so this might be also, like I said, what may be pertaining to migrants are different than immigrants, are different than immigrants. To me, migrants mean more of people that are already on the land. Like people from California are leaving there because of a reason. People from the Midwest are leaving because of a reason. Or, that's what I call migrants, okay? Or maybe these people that they probably shipped off somewhere and programmed them from the hurricanes and shit like this a long while back, okay? And now they're coming back home. Could be that. I'm wondering where Black Lives Matter is now that all these people is coming over here, because these are not just only Hispanics. A lot of these people are people of color, so-called. They're not speaking up against it or for it. They're not looking and checking to see what the conditions are of these people or anything. It's starting to sound like guerrilla warfare to me. Bringing in an army of people, this may work. I can't tell you if it's going to be harmful for what I'm doing here as this energy here, okay? Or is it benefiting someone else against me? I don't want to claim anything, but then I don't want to not say nothing either. Something is shifting here. All right? The abusive nature, the waking up with pains and bruises and things like this, and them saying that it's God that wants you to do it. Like somebody is stupid around here. When we know that it's a whole community of people that just want somebody out of somewhere. Forced to flee for fear of persecution or death are victims of insurgent and counterinsurgent strategies. Though not though not combatants themselves, their lives and livelihoods have been threatened because governments consider that they may suppress insurgencies. Insurgent, like an insurge, a in means bringing something in, like inheritant, inhabitant, or whatever. Is not nothing that was already there. It was brought in. We broke these words down a while back, a long time ago, okay? And then uh we even have gen or generation. This could be generation, whatever they calling it these days. X, Z, I don't know. Okay. X, Y, Z. Or this could be genetics. Consider that they may suppress insurgencies. This is almost like, again, a Lord energy or a God, a Lord energy or a little g God energy or a president or something like this, being jealous or being some kind of way discriminatory against a religious person or a leader or something like this. It's something like that. It's like the government trying to kill Jesus. With the people too. I just don't know. With the lions of Judah and also with the fowl of the air. It's something weird like that, okay? Or maybe even supporting. There's some supporters as well that I'm picking up on here, okay? Somebody just don't want somebody to think that the people like this have any type of support. The reason why I'm concerned about these people more or this person more is because this is supposed to be a light or a refresher or something when it comes to what's going on in the world right now. Every generation gets one of these people or some of these people now. But I feel like everybody now, there's other people that have made other people think, that they are a conduit or something like this. But this just shows, again, there's something about order out of chaos. It just makes a whole bunch of people that are isolated mountains that are actually not working together. And even if they are, it's for a cause for their group, their church, their religion. It's turning right back into the same thing. It's not about the collective or, again, because, again, if you take a group of people and move them to a certain county or something like that and buy off that whole county, and only people that have this mark or this something can even be in your county, and you just think that you only worried about what happens in that county. This is giving me Walking Dead when they had to break up into different colonies and shit, and you thinking that it's only important about your God or your religion or your something or your this, all right? But all the way around, people are starving. People are starving. It's almost like people on the East Coast right now. They bringing all these people in. They getting cell phones, shit like this. Probably don't have to pay the bill or nothing. Meanwhile, people on 90% of the rest of this country is hurting. You get what I'm saying? Or again, that's the perception that we're being given. It may not be true at all. It's up for you to discern. This is where y'all probably live. I don't know. I'm just a girl in a jar or in this thing that people try to keep and lie and keep everything away from me or something like this. But I can still see. All right. So this could also be suppressing someone so they can't make it to a very important date, like the white rabbit energy or whatever. All right, a distraction. I don't know. I'm getting sleepy all of a sudden. Okay, more readily by. Now look at what this say right here. Okay, to suppress insurgencies. But this could also be, a transfer of power more readily by driving people from their homes, and sometimes because guerrilla forces, like I just said, believe that such actions will brighten their prospects. This is what this is. Even if we look at the Wheel of Fortune, the serpent in my other deck of cards, the serpent is falling down here to deal with the cattle. Some of these cattle can even fly. These people have been altered. They've been turned into like winged energies that maybe fly around at night or some shit like this. I don't know. You dig what I'm saying? Or astral projector or something like this. Everybody can do it now. Okay? Except for probably the wheel. Okay? We got somebody sitting on top of this wheel. But in my other deck, the wheel is breaking. And this person with this blue on, all right, is falling down. London Bridge is falling down. My fair lady. I feel like this has something to do with complexion or something like this. Somebody don't even really care about complexion, their own self, but they're letting, this is supposed to be, this is somebody what I respected and looked at as a grown-ass, strong-ass, very powerful man. And this is how I know that the original masculine is not here anymore or something like this, or he has been altered or changed, or he's changed. All right? I change if not. I don't care who got something to say about what I want when I know it's right for me and it's not harming anybody. We have, excuse me. Yeah, so again, this sounds like these women, excuse me, or these people or persons of these certain communities that are trying to make the empress, and I probably this emperor feel like this. They may have already sent this emperor packing to, this emperor might have other, back to his home away from the empress, build with the empress or treat the empress right either. They want to just look at her like some animal, see what they can take from her and continue to degrade something that's a gift that God sent to these people possibly. And you can think what you want to think about it, but I'm going to think what I want to think about myself too. And I think you should too. All right. But just when you go to control somebody else's life, remember, one day that shit can fall back on you real quick. Yeah. Believe that such actions will brighten their prospects. So yeah, let's just get rid of her. But like I told y'all in the beginning, and a lot of shit that I'm saying already came to pass. It's already been written. It's already been written. You'll find that once they use you to drive that person out or something, it's like who's bad? Who's the baddest one gonna touch the girl or something like this? Okay? Who the baddest one gonna try to kill this person or something like this? That again, once they get you to do that one thing, because they scared. And or they feeling some kind of way, or they don't want to be looked at like this or like that. Okay? And once they get you to do whatever they want to do, then they're gonna come around and come for you. I'm hearing bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Okay? So, yeah. So I feel like this is what this is. At first I'm thinking like, is these just jealous women or something that want to like have my house and my husband and my children or something? Like that's some weird shit to have of somebody. Like, I mean, but I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what this is. Listen, like I told, something has been changed here, and I don't know what it is. I'm just telling you, I can't put my finger on. There's not a name for it. Although I see some of these things, there's not a name for it. Not yet for me. All right. So believe that such actions will brighten their prospects. It says most refugees are forced out because they have had the misfortune to live in contested territory and because they are considered expendable. In our time, not only the Central American nations of El Salvador, in Guatemala, in Nicaragua, have been plagued by such wars and suffered death. Now, this could be paper genocide or otherwise. This can be kingdoms falling, like we were reading here in the book of, well, this is not the same Bible. It's in another room. Okay. This is what we were just reading about, probably with Darius and them. Destruction and dislocation, but also the South American nations of Colombia, Peru, and Suriname, which makes me think about surname. In Africa, such wars have taken heavy tolls in Angola and Chad, Ethiopia, Morocco, Mozambique, Namibia, Somalia, the Sudan, not Sudan, the Sudan, not the Sudanese, but the Sudan, Uganda, and Zimbabwe. That may be the most intriguing one to look up here is the Sudan or Sudan. Sudan. Okay. So this might have something to do with like these illegal or these background court things here to Sudan. Because I told you, I feel like, again, there is Sudanese people, I think, that were brought here during the the vid and set up with houses and cars, okay, out west, I think. And they were given jobs at meat plants or factories or something like this, and given like a brand new life, cars, brand new cars and houses and everything. All right. But again, Sudan. I'm telling you, Chad and possibly some of these other groups originated also here in America. Don't let them get it twisted, honey. I don't know what PC this is because I have hundreds and hundreds of videos, but I recorded a video on this energy of Chad. I don't know if I uploaded it to YouTube or not. I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this particular energy, okay? There's very correlating facts between some tribes here in that particular tribe. All right. So I feel like this Sudan energy is like these people ear hustling or going on somebody's website and say, oh, that person said my name. Oh, they did this. Oh, did so they can ask for something in the name of the sun or in the name of something here. Okay. And get whatever this is. Okay. So it's almost like these people have taken over the government and are running amok. And that Biden might just be a talking head or something. If we look at this, these people are holding somebody's head in their hand, y'all. Now, this don't have to literally mean that somebody did that. I'm not going to show it up close or where because it's really graphic. Matter of fact, let me cover it up. Okay, so they're holding this man's head in their hands. If the head is sick, okay, we read last night if the man had to fall on his head, he knew he had to die. Now, I told you guys a long time ago, it seemed like there's something discombobulated about. I was telling y'all when I was having my mental so-called attack that they were doing. All right. And then I said, who knows if when they were making fun of Biden, I said, who knows if somebody put something in his drink or something like this or whatever, they could be getting away with this. Like if they can do it to me or somebody else or have you drugged or participate with your family to go against you and drug you or something like this, they can do this to a president too. Is all I'm saying. All right. Now, it might be a good reason why they're doing it or bad. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know if there could ever be a good reason to do it. I don't think that they can. Unless they know something that we don't know. Like, I don't know. Or that I don't know. That I don't know. Or whatever. I don't know. Okay, maybe y'all can tell me more than I can tell you. So again, we got this energy, and then we got Uganda and Zimbabwe, okay, among others. The war waiting to explode in South Africa repeatedly spills over into the neighboring frontline states in the Asian continent. Afghanistan, Burma, Cambodia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Sri Lanka are among the countries suffering from such wars in this decade. In the Middle East, Iran, Iraq, who struggled against each other for 8 years, continuing to war against, again, Chirac, we can throw that in there. Excuse me. Because I feel like when we were talking about the destruction that was being done by that group, that's what it was talking about. In that Bible last night, is what I think. And I feel like somebody even got locked up for 10 years for some shit that they probably did or didn't do or something. I feel like that had something to do with that read last night. Okay. This could be somebody's twin flame or something like this that have been, remember I said something about like in another country like Brazil or some place like this with some collapse of a cave or something like this. Okay. Hell, I'm starting to think about Newt energy. Being that energy that's like curved like the sky or whatever or something like this. And these energies or these gods come and suckle on this feminine's energy or something like this for protection or something like this. And they could have been sending some of these men away or something like this. False accusations or something like this. Or was about to be. I don't know. There's something, like I said, about that energy here. But these people could be all the way changed and altered now. They may not even be the same anymore. They might not have the same, needs, wants and needs or anything like that. It's almost like somebody's turned back the hand of times or something like that. To make sure and ensure that a love, something that, and that's why I think I was talking about earlier with these diseases that some of these women carry. I feel like somebody already got somebody. You know what I'm saying? There's a Feed Me Seymour person out there that may be, you know what I'm saying, working for this woman. Like I told y'all on American Horror Story with the one episodes with Lady Gaga in it, and when she was, she was a vampire or whatever, and it was something about blood, like they were cutting people and sucking the blood, and then after that, you belong to her. You could not, even if you love somebody to death, you might be not even knowing what the hell is going on. But if you think that there's natural goddesses that or old world goddesses or something like this that men were attached to, they were not supposed to alter. I hear somebody saying, watch me. This might be the jealous God. This might be the other Sagittarius behind the scenes.